The feds say he tried to kill nearly 300 passengers when he reportedly tried to blow up a Detroit-bound plane on Christmas Day. But today, the Nigerian-born so-called underwear bomber pleaded not guilty in his arraignment at a Detroit Federal Court. Earlier this week, a grand jury indicted the 23-year-old on 6 counts including attempted murder and attempting to use a weapon of mass destruction. According to investigators, he tried to detonate an explosive device shortly before the plane landed. We have Team Fox coverage now. Major Garrett covering the White House, stepping up airline security. First, Steve Brown with more on today's arraignment. Steve, he pleaded not guilty, but it's going to be a long way here without bond, right?
Yes, and currently he's cooperating with being held without bond. Originally, you'll remember that today was supposed to be a bond hearing. Then the indictment came down yesterday, superseded all of that. But today, what his lead defense attorney said is that they were going to concede to continued detention, which essentially means they're not challenging it at this particular point in time. Shep?
We heard reports that this guy's family might be there. Were they?
It doesn't appear so. There were some folks that the U.S. Marshal Service was assisting to get them reserved seats in the front near where the defendant was seated. But it appears that at least a couple of those folks were from the Nigerian embassy. A couple more are Nigerian nationals studying at Wayne State University's law school here. And then a couple of other folks that we haven't quite nailed down as to who they are. But we understand that the family was not present in court today.
Well, what about the demonstration outside while the arraignment was happening inside?
A pretty sizable demonstration happening, started about an hour earlier, and folks that describe themselves as Muslim Americans, folks that are very vehemently anti-terrorist and very passionate defenders of their faith and of their home country. Have a listen.
We're going to let the terrorists know that you want us, we're here, we're on camera, you want to kill us? Here's the bullseye right here. Come kill us because we're Americans and we're Muslims and we're against you.
There you have it. I mean, that was a sense of what it was that was going on here. Folks that are saying that terrorism is not Islam outside the courtroom, where an Islamic Nigerian is being charged with a terrorist act.
That's good stuff to see. You know, there was an article, I don't know if you read it, a column this morning's New York Times, I believe it was, about how Muslims are going to have to solve this thing and let all the rest of us sort of listen to them about how to do it. That's the kind of thing I think a lot of people have been waiting to hear for a long time.
I think you're correct. And these folks were very vehement about how much they detested the linkage of Islam and terrorism, and that they were challenging terrorists around the world to come and get them. That if they wanted to attack somebody, they needed to attack them, making themselves visible and potentially putting themselves in line of fire, theoretically. And they were out here to make sure that their voices were heard.
Good to see Steve Brown on a cold day in the Second City. Steve, thank you.